I want to talk to you today about library research, and I want to give you some tools and explain to you how to use the CCU library for research on your upcoming projects. Now, I know for many of us, when we think about completing research or asking a question, the first place we go is Google, and we type our question or our information into a Google search. And immediately the internet pulls up for us different people, blogs, information about that topic. Often Wikipedia will be a great place to start for a lot of us to get information about a subject with which we're unfamiliar. However, I want to talk to you today about how important it is to access the resources of the library when you are working on writing or projects for academic purposes. Part of the goal of being in college and being a college student is that you are joining an academic conversation. And I really feel like that's the best way to explain it to students. You are joining a group of scholars who have spent a lot of time and resources reading and studying and preparing documents on certain subjects. Many have become experts in those fields, and they like to read what other people have thought about and researched and studied in their field or their area. And as you become a member of the college community, you are joining that academic conversation. And one really important part of joining that conversation is participating in a way that honors the academic standard and tradition of writing and researching for college purposes. So it's really important that you recognize how to determine a credible source, a reliable source, and how to use research that's going to make your work something that represents academic study. So I want to talk to you today about using the library at CCU for your research. When an assignment asks you to have 2 to 3 sources or 3 to 5 sources, it's asking you to complete research to support your argument or your position on a certain assignment. And so when it does that, the best place to go is the CCU library. While you might be tempted to first just look at Google, I really want to encourage you to avoid that. It's often difficult to tell if a website has an author, has a date. It's hard to determine if it's just an independent person's blog or if it has something that has been reviewed by someone else or it's written as part of a committee. Those are difficult things to determine, but if you go through the CCU library and access articles through the CCU library, you're going to find that you have less question about those kinds of issues. Fewer questions about those kind of issues. So really, there's 3 reasons why using the library is so great. First of all, it's really easy, and I'm going to walk you through how to do it. It's very easy to access. All you need is your username and password, just like you use to log into Blackboard. And the rest of it, really, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. So it's very easy. The second point is it's convenient. Many of you may be like me, and you went to college back in the days when you had to actually go to a card catalog, or you had to look something up that way and then write down the call number, and then you had to go into the dark recesses of the library and dig through stacks and stacks of old journals and old magazines to find that one article. Then when you found it, you had to make sure you had change in your pocket so that you could make a copy of the article, and then you had to go to the copy machine and set it up and make sure you got the copy of the right page, and you had to write down all the information off of the actual journal itself. Well, here in the 21st century, all of that work has been taken away because when you do research through the library on CCU, most of the articles that you will access are available to you full text, meaning all you have to do is click on articles that are interesting to you, and they are opened immediately for you in full text, and they are academic research ready for you to use. And that's really the third reason that you want to use the library, is because when you look at a published source, particularly from a scholarly journal, you know that it has been through a review process, it has been published, and others have read it and agreed that yes, this represents research in our field, this is something we support, these are statistics that we trust because they were published by such and such company or by such and such a researcher, and we know that their research methods are academically sound. So just having that assurance that the sources you're using are credible and reliable and useful for academic research gives you peace of mind, and you can just move right into the research process. So let me show you what it looks like to access the library through CCU. When I open up my CCU, this is what my page looks like. And like many of you, it's probably very similar. You see the options across the top. What I'm going to do is go over here to Academics and scroll down, and I'm going to click on Library. Once I do that and I go to the library, I can go over to the left-hand side of the page, and I'm going to click on Journal Articles and Databases. And this is going to take me to the databases where I can access articles from scholarly journals and other places directly online, and I don't have to worry about whether or not they're academically or scholarly based. You'll notice right above Journal Articles and Databases, it says Library Catalog. That will be for books, magazines, DVDs, CDs that you can access directly at the CCU library. That catalog will be more for print sources. For those of you near the CCU library or who might have access, you might find resources through the library catalog as well. But for our purposes today, I'm going to show you how to use the databases. Once you click on Journal Articles and Databases, it's going to take you to a list of databases, and I would like to ask you to select Academic Search Premier. This is going to be a very powerful tool for you to use. It's a general database. It's going to access academic articles, and probably several of those articles will be available to you full text. So scroll down and click on Academic Search Premier. Once you do this, it's going to take you to a login page for CCU and ask you to input your username and your password. So go ahead and do that, and then it will take you to a screen that looks like this, that says EBSCOhost. But notice it says you're searching Academic Search Premier. Now my question I have as I'm thinking about what should I research? What is something that I would like to do a persuasive essay on? And my particular question that I have is about childhood obesity. I hear on the news all the time that it's a rising concern, that childhood obesity rates are going up. And as a mom, I'm thinking about, why is that happening? This seems like a serious problem. It seems like something that I should be concerned about and do some research on. So I can simply type in childhood obesity into that search box. And you'll notice right away that I get a rather long list of results. I get over 5,000 results from the search for childhood obesity. That's a large number, and that's going to be a lot of sources for me to sort through. So I need to think about ways to limit that search. For most of us, what we typically do, if these are our results in Google, we just look at the first page, maybe the first two. However, for academic searches, I want to encourage you to think about narrowing your search in other ways. And one of the best ways to do that is to add search terms. When you're using Boolean terms, you can use and like a plus sign, meaning that the search engine will then look for both terms, and it will give you articles having both terms in the search. So I'm going to add a term to my search, and I'm going to search for childhood obesity and recess, because I notice that a lot of schools are cutting recess, and it seems rather sad to me that our kids are getting less time to just play, which is where they burn those calories, they burn that energy. And so I'd like to see what the researchers are saying about childhood obesity and recess. So I type in all those terms to my search box, and notice immediately how it changes that number of results to a more reasonable number. Now I've gone from 5,000 down to 22, which is excellent. I can also narrow this search further by going over to the left toolbar. And I can select articles that are just full text, meaning I only want articles that are going to be available to me in one click. I can just click on it and the article opens for me. I can also narrow the search by selecting just scholarly journals, which means I will only have information that has been published under a scholarly source. For the purposes of the assignments you're going to be doing for me, using a magazine article is equally valid. I have no problem if you use something from Time or something like that. For other classes that you're going to take, particularly as you continue in your academic career, your instructors and professors will expect you to be using scholarly journals and scholarly sources. So I just point this out for you so that you're aware of it when you do future searches. Now, when I look at my screen, when I select full text and just journal articles, I now have a list of 5. 5 is a list I can easily look through and choose an article that's going to work for my purposes. And I notice the second one looks like it matches what I'm looking for. The title of the article is The Crucial Role of Recess in Schools. So all I have to do is click on that, and it opens up what we call the full citation page or the full reference page. I want to talk you through certain parts of this page because you may be amazed at how useful this is to you as you continue as a student. Notice over here on the right, we have several options. I can create a folder and add my articles to that folder. I can print this citation page so that I have a memory of the title of the article and who the author is and all that information. I can email this to myself. Also, there's a button that says Cite. If I click on this, it will show me the correct citation, MLA citation, APA citation, Chicago style citation for this article. And from there, I can copy and paste this into a document in Word and save my resources right from the beginning so that I know exactly what my source is supposed to look like. I just want to caution you that many instructors have varying expectations about how to apply APA style. So make sure that you check with your instructor about how to cite a source before just using the Cite It button on this toolbar. However, for the most part, it will give you a solid foundation for citing the source correctly according to APA style. All of those tools along the right-hand toolbar are incredibly helpful. Next, I want to talk to you about what's in the middle of the page. And this is where, as you continue doing research, you're going to find a lot of information. Underneath where it says subject terms, you'll notice a whole list of different subject terms that are linked with this article in what's called the abstract, meaning the summary of the article has these types of keywords associated with it. So as I'm thinking about continuing this research, I might find key terms here that are going to help me do future searches. For example, I noticed that obesity in children and obesity in adolescents are search terms, subject terms used in the search engine. So I might want to change childhood obesity to that keyword, and it might help me find more articles. Also, there's physical fitness, might be a key term I decide to use, or elementary schools. So those are all subject terms and key terms that I may want to make note of for future searches so that I can use them. If you look on the left, it's going to tell you that you can access this article in a single click by clicking on the HTML full text or the PDF full text. And simply by clicking on that button, I am able to open up my document and read it. I can print it, I can take notes on it, I can highlight it, and then I am able to use all of that information as I work on writing my persuasive essay or other project that I have for school. So I hope that walking you through this process has encouraged you to give the library a try. I know for many students it seems easier to just continue doing what you have been doing, but I hope that you'll take time to just spend a little time in the library. I really think that if you get on there online, you're going to find it so easy and that the information is so useful to you and so accessible to you that I hope you will use the library for doing future assignments, both in my course and in other courses that you're taking. Thanks for taking time to watch. I hope this has been helpful. I look forward to talking with you soon.